How's it going, peeps? Welcome back. Another episode. We won't waste time in the intro. Let's just get right back into it. A slight breeze meets my face as I idle beneath the looming sky, rustling my hair as I begin strolling across the school grounds. What? Oh, no. I clicked the wrong thing. Ooh, I probably should move my mic closer to my face because that's something I actually almost forgot to do, which probably wouldn't have been very good. The scene before me is picturesque. It's a sight filled by a mild, unusually unnoticed jitters of the world. Leaves sway in the wind, cars pass by in the road ahead, and a lone girl lingering by the school gates. As she stands there, ever so oblivious to the world around her, perhaps her heart races as she waits for the one she loves. Maybe she's just waiting for a few of her friends, club members, late to leave. Anyone who isn't in a club would have to wait around for them to finish. However, truth be told, I know exactly who this girl is. I can't help but admit that I've been waiting to see her here too. No, she's not waiting around for the love of her life. She isn't waiting around for friends either. This girl, headed towards me with a sharp glare, is a person I'm quite familiar with from the get-go. Naomi Sato. I don't think we're that familiar with her. I don't think we actually know her that well, if we're being honest at this point, but okay. Feigning ignorance, albeit in a rather noticeable way, I turned my head back to ensure that she's not walking towards me with someone behind me. With an empty yard staring me in the back, I know that it's not the case.
I was waiting for you, idiot!
Oh my god. I don't know what to think. Okay, let's keep going. Of course, I haven't missed her rude and condescending voice. What do you want?
I thought I told you to stay away from Kyoko.
Okay.
Are all guys really this dumb?
Well... Luckily for me, she's keen on following up with her threat from before, that and insulting me all the while. Despite it, both of us have the same person on our mind, Kyoko. However abhorrent she thinks I am, maybe I can talk some sense into her. I feel a decision coming up. I think that to think that she's this fussed over Kyoko, there must be some reasoning behind that. What's your issue with Kyoko? Can't you just leave her alone? I can't help but raise my voice. Talking to her calmly will be harder than I thought, given my perceptions. I can't go as far as accusing her of bullying Kyoko, but defending a girl I now consider my friend is a natural thing I should do. A week ago, I wouldn't have imagined myself in a situation like this. The feelings I had have long since fleeted. For once, I can consider myself to have a place here within the science club, even without knowing where that place is in relation to the world around me. I can't just stand by and accept this.
I don't have an issue with her.
Okay, explain.
You wouldn't understand.
Ah, the dreaded you wouldn't understand. Here we go. As Naomi begins to speak, I return her expression of melancholy with a pensive one of my own.
You think there's something going on between us, don't you?
No, I think there's absolutely nothing going on between you. This seems totally normal. Aha. She's smarter than she looks.
You wouldn't be wrong, but it's not what you think.
Why are you smiling?
Then again, I doubt if you can think.
Thank you. Hey, it's like she's trying to piss me off and quell my anger at the same time. Whether I can believe what she's saying, I don't know. I've solidified my stance enough not to trust words that easily.
Clearly you've gotten yourself involved into this now. You want to know the truth, right?
Sure, hit me. By that, you're saying you're willing to tell me?
Of course I am, dumbass! Otherwise, you'd just think I'm bullying Kyoko or something.
I mean, in fairness, that's not where I would have jumped to, but this is a video game, so we gotta have something going on for this. What with all the insults? She doesn't make her case any more believable. So, what is it?
It's hard to explain.
Okay.
If you want to know, meet me here tomorrow after I've had some time to think.
Sure.
But you'd have to skip the science club for that, wouldn't you?
Oh, this bitch! She's smarter than I thought. Interesting. I hope it gives me the choice because there's no way I'd skip. Standing there with a smug grin plastered across her face, I can't help but dislike her just a little more than I already do. Disregarding the insults and rudeness, she does seem to be acting somewhat sincerely. Not really. Given that if I object, she probably won't tell me again, maybe hearing her out wouldn't be a waste of time. On the other hand, abandoning Kyoko slyly like that doesn't make my situation any better, and upsetting her would just make me feel bad. No. I can't allow myself, not even, the first choice and that choice weren't even close. I can't allow myself to be manipulated like this. If it's really not what I think, she'd have no problems telling me right here and now. Rather, allowing her to do so after she told me to stay away from Kyoko, just take me out of the science club, isn't exactly the wisest thing to do. I can't just walk out on Kyoko like that. Weren't you the one who told me to stay away from her?
That's because...
Yes? I'm not just going to skip the club for you.
Fine! Suit yourself!
Alright, see you later.
You'll find out eventually. It's been bothering you, hasn't it?
What? I don't think I was that readable, but I was surprised to see her here after all. Naomi herself is overly keen on getting me to understand things from her point of view too, so things aren't one-sided. If she wants me to understand her, she's going to have to be pretty open about it.
I'll be here again tomorrow if you change your mind.
She's gonna let me choose again. Naomi leaves me with a sharp glare, turning around to head off the school grounds. If she was willing to wait for me after this science club, she's gonna be here again. I mean, she's not gonna go away. And so why would I stop? Like, why would I do what she wants me to, but really not gain anything out of it? And, like, actually lose Kyoko in the process? If she's that worried about staying away from Kyoko, she's not gonna, just leave. She's gonna come back, because big brain. It'd be wrong to deny that I wanted to hear what she had to say, but abandoning Kyoko to do so would be wrong of me as her friend. I couldn't bring myself to do it. The evening sky glows above as the sun begins to fall, a canopy above as mild spring air blows against my face. All I can do is believe I made the right choice, but part of me still feels that hearing her out might have broken the deadlock of my thoughts.
Hey, what are you still doing here?
The contrast of their voices is so, it like throws me off so much. A faint yet cheerful voice makes itself distinct behind me as I remain still in the schoolyard. I must have been standing for quite a while. Turning to face her, Kyoko's usual chirpy expression shines in the evening sunlight as wind rustles her silky flowing hair. I just felt a bit queasy and wanted a short rest.
Are you okay? It's been about 15 minutes.
I should be fine. Ending my sentence with a smile, she too curls her lips into one of reassurance.
Don't overdo yourself. You have to make it in tomorrow, right?
I've already promised. That's right. I'm here, baby girl. Her words make me reflect on my choices, which still fill me with doubt. Not me. I've no doubt. Zero doubt over here. Zero doubt party. Standing here with a bright smile across her face, Kyoko is oblivious to my investment in the situation around her. Sooner or later, the truth of the matter will be made manifest as our friendship continues. I wonder if Kyoko isn't as airheady as our MC likes to make her out to be. Like, I'm not sure she's as oblivious to what's going on as we like to think. Sooner or later, the truth of the matter will be made. Okay, we already read that. It's not hard to believe that Kyoko, too, must be feeling inside of her. Her relation to Naomi is too apparent to ignore. My role in it is unclear. My role is unclear. But I can't help but feel as if I'm now a part of it.
It's getting pretty late.
It is. She's not wrong, but acknowledging the time is just an easier thing than directly suggesting we should go. I feel like Kyoko talks so slowly, it messes with my brain. For a quarter of an hour, I've just been standing here facing the issues surrounding the two of us.
What are you doing just standing there? Come on.
Kyoko's already trotted along ahead during my inner monologuing. I can't leave a happy smile like that waiting. I'm coming, jeez. Trailing along behind her, we reach the main gates together, and thus facing the time from our departures. The day itself has been enjoyable in more ways than one. I'll see you tomorrow, Kyoko.
Goodbye. Have a great evening.
I can't. She's so cute. I'm not planning on doing much, but her warmth doesn't fall on deaf ears. With a mutual set of smiles and parting waves, we head home beneath the evening sunlight in opposite directions. Another day is finished. I'll have to think about it later on. Alright, drink time! Drink, 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 drink! Yes, this is a whole bottle of Snapple. No. Peach Snapple. Swinging the door open to enter my room, a mild breeze wafts. Wow. Wafts through the window, rustling around the loose papers strewn across my desk. Without a care, I sling my bag onto the bed beside me, opting to take a seat at my desk once again. After quite an eventful day, it's safe to say a rest like this is well deserved, but it's not as if I don't have any work to do. What with Naomi's demands and Kyoko's, well...
What are you?
I actually kind of forgot this happened already. Sorry, are we about to just have a wank at her desk? Let's not have a wank at her desk. I don't want to narrate that. From the outside, Kyoko doesn't seem like she had much shape to her, but after seeing her like that... Besides that, the science club itself was rather enjoyable. It's certainly a change from what I used to see. Finding something to take interest in has distracted me from my own uncertainties. Still, with Naomi on my case, maybe there's a lot more to being involved with Kyoko, than I thought. By choosing to stay with Kyoko, I've chosen not to get involved with the issues surrounding her and Naomi, at least for now. I feel like that we've almost done the opposite, but that's fine. Something within me wants to find out exactly what caused this situation, and what my role in it is. Either way, the problem itself isn't going to disappear. As much as there is two sides to every story, part of me is reluctant to trust Naomi just yet. Whether that was wise, I'll just have to wait and find out. It's not too late to change my mind, but by doing so, I'll become a part of something I only stumbled onto by chance. Gathering the scattered papers from around my desk, I feel that the time has come to at least try to get my work done, even if I dislike it. The sounds of daily life outside, acting as a methodical backdrop to my own existence, it really isn't that special. Placing pen upon paper, the chimes of ringing reaches out from my phone, causing me a slight alarm. Doing me an alarm! I don't normally expect people to actually call me in an area of in an era of messaging and social media. Bringing the phone closer, it's no surprise that who the culprit is. Honestly, it was fairly predictable. But do I have to pick one? It's tempting to answer it, but honestly, she chose the worst time to call. I'm fairly busy right now. The work actually needs to be done. It's not like I don't want to speak to her, but I'm sure with her intellect she'd opt to do some work too. At least, I think so. It's hard to gauge how much work she actually does, considering she seems to know almost everything. Click on the phone to accept or reject calls. I love, dude, the features in this visual novel for being just like a Western visual. They're so good. They're so good. I mean...
Hello.
Hey! My response, rather apathetic, contrasts to her own bright attitude. I wonder what she wants.
Did you enjoy the club today?
She's so just like, did you have fun? Was it okay? Kyoko's question, a rather simple one to answer normally, feels a bit wrong to answer today. Haha. Given the situation she found herself in earlier, being overly enthusiastic about it might give her the wrong idea. On the other hand, saying I didn't enjoy it would both upset her and be a lie too. I don't know how to answer.
It was good, right?
Yeah! Following her prompts on the other hand surely won't get me in trouble.
You're a pervert.
Wow. I wasn't talking about that.
It's a joke.
Okay, she can joke. She's got a sense of humor. I'm still trying to figure out if she's gonna have some weird double personality and she's gonna stab us with a knife kind of visual novel, or what's happening. Because I don't know what her. There's gonna be a Kyoko twist, but I don't know what it is. It's rather odd that she's now finding humor out of the situation, given her reaction earlier. Thankfully, she's not the one to hold a grudge, even if I went into thinking she'd hurt herself.
But really, you're not a pervert, are you?
No, I'm not. Maybe she still is a little worked up about it after all, but then again, what girl wouldn't be?
Good. I'm glad you're enjoying the club. I'm enjoying it too.
God. She sounds happy, almost embarrassed, but I can't really tell what sort of expression she's making. However, it's granted that she feels that way. What with spending that much time looking for members alone, I guess she's finally had a chance to live her dream of the club. Even though technically we'd still need another 3 members. If she's enjoying it this much, then I can't say declining Naomi's offer to abandon Kyoko was a truly bad choice. Duh. I can only imagine how devastated she would have been to find out that we skipped the club and were with Naomi, because she would have found out. She would have found out. Staying in the dark about the topic I shouldn't even be involved in is nothing to complain about. If I'm with her, then Naomi can't really do much herself.
Having another member, it's nice, even if you're not interested in science. So, thank you.
You're welcome. Graciously thanking me, Kyoko trails off into silence. A brief moment to reflect on her words. I think it's nice too. I wouldn't be doubting my choices if I didn't. It's not as if I'm not interested. I'm just not that clever.
Neither am I. But science is everything to me.
Why? Is that the twist? Is she trying to resurrect her dead parents? Is she gonna lose an arm and a leg? I don't think I can come up with a bigger understatement. Still, I am pretty interested.
What's the atomic mass of palladium then?
Questioning me, it seems that Kyoko has forgotten that I just told her that I'm not all that clever. I don't see how quizzing me proves whether or not I'm interested. I don't know, 40? Oh, that was a really missed opportunity to say 42.
You had 2 digits right. But I'll forgive you this time.
2 digits? What? What was it then?
106.4.
I wouldn't call that getting them right.
It's okay though. I'll just have to make you like science.
Don't do that, please, for the love of God. I don't want that. Cheerfully ending her sentence with a laugh, I can't help but feel a little bit fearful at that. I just want to be good friends with science. For her to say it though, her claim of happiness from having a fellow member certainly stands true. It's something we can both share. Having something to do after school, being able to attend the club, it's nice. Maybe I can share her ambition.
Anyway, I have to go. Dinner's ready.
I was in the middle of doing work anyway, so it's alright, Kyoko. I'm not sure whether that sounded rude or not, but it is the truth. Close enough to it anyway. I was planning on working.
You're not doing work? But this is important.
The only reason I'm doing it is because you called me. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow, Kyoko.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Now silent, the phone rests against my ear as I take a minute to reflect on our conversation. The evening sun seeps through my window, warming my cheeks ever so slightly. It's clear that the science club is close to Kyoko's heart. One small room and 2 people, even if I didn't intend to join. After all, I only told her I'd try it out, but now I think we both feel that anything different would feel out of place. Resting my phone back against my desk, I lean back in my chair, as indifferent to doing work as I was before Kyoko's call. Choosing to stay with Kyoko isn't at all anything to feel bad about. Letting her down after hearing an outburst of happiness like that would make me feel bad. However, I can't deny that there's tension between her and Naomi. I can't deny wanting to know either. It's something that's bugging me. I almost don't know why it's bugging our character now so much. I mean, they don't really seem to have anything to do with each other at the moment, so just kind of let it go, in all honesty. But, you know. Hey, Naomi. Is she gonna stop us this, like, in the morning, too? Tranquility greets me as I stumble upon the classroom in a state of almost pure silence. It's early, sure, but knowing my lack of empathy towards being here, it's a surprise to find the room almost empty. Without the science club, moreover, if it wasn't for Kyoko, I wouldn't be able to find the will to arrive at class this far in advance. Despite being marginally earlier than normal, it's still enough of a change for it to be noticeable. It has a clear effect on my actions. The culprit herself, of course, is one of the only other people to be present in this sparse morning environment.
Good morning.
Good morning, Kyoko. That chirpy expression is enough to make me smile in accord. Thinking that we've gotten this used to each other in so little time is a funny fact in itself. Given that, thinking back on my actions from yesterday really put the science club into perspective. I can't just walk out with Kyoko like that, bitch. Weren't you the one who told me to stay away from her?
That's because...
It's because what? She looks so happy. How could you walk out in this face? You couldn't. I can't. You couldn't do it. It's impossible. The thought of accepting Naomi's plea had admittedly been bugging me since. However, turning my back on Kyoko just isn't the right thing to do. If it's really important enough that Naomi would give in and tell me, I might want to know about it, but for her to make that offer, she must want me to know too. Being here for Kyoko is just something I should be doing as her friend.
What are you thinking about?
Don't ask questions. Oh, nothing. A lot, actually, but telling her about my dealings with Naomi isn't something I think she'd want to know. Or rather, I don't think she'd be happy knowing.
Come on then. Class is about to start.
Somehow, over the short span of our conversation, the number of students in the room has increased significantly. An aura of activity now resides around me as various conversations waver in and out throughout the room. Leaving with nothing less than a slight wave, her response is another warm smile as I make my way over towards my desk. The lull of classes is a good enough break to think over my situation with Kyoko and Naomi. I've made my decision. Sitting down and stretching, a selection of the morning's conversations make their way back to my ears. I'd assume it'd be like this if I sat behind Kyoko.
That's me. Did you hear?
Oh, here we go.
Hear what?
This is going to be about me and Kyoko.
Apparently, we have a new economics teacher.
The only reason why we even study economics is because of this business-oriented country. It's not as if I aspired to be an investor. I'm happy enough going about my life without any particular sense of direction. Being at school is enough as it is. Things like this make me wonder what Kyoko plans to do with her own life.
Really? I wonder what they're like.
Time drags forward as the class waits around for the new teacher. Perhaps they're just nervous about teaching a new class, but then again, it is their job. Soon enough, a suited man walks his way into the class with a rather lax but albeit still firm expression. This must be our new teacher, by the looks of it. It'd be pretty concerned if the school had let a stranger make it this far into the school.
Hello, class. I hope you're all enjoying yourselves this morning. Unlike your other teachers, I aim to actually teach you something, even if you aren't that interested.
What a bitch. He looks over at one of my classmates at the front of the room, sprawled over his desk for a quick nap. I know it's early and economics isn't really that interesting, but it's still worth paying attention. If I study hard enough, one day I might become the Kyoko of economics. Turning to face the board, the new teacher grabs a stick of chalk from a desk to scrawl his name on the board. Before being known as the teacher isn't the best isn't in his best interests. Even teachers have to introduce themselves.
You can call me Mr. Kabir, and I trust that you all will.
Okay. Sure. He must have heard what we called Mr. Yamato, something along the lines of hermit crab, which are pretty shitty students. We are
Turn your textbooks to page 15. We'll get started with some questions.
Okay. Hopefully I don't get picked. I might not be along the lines of knowing the structure of mitochondria, but I still don't feel like answering. Haphazardly flicking through the pages of my book, I noticed Mr. Kabir planting his eyes across a list of the students. He doesn't know us, so he must be choosing someone at random from the roster. Perhaps, please don't call on me. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this gig again. This guy.
Ishikawa, answer the question at the bottom of the page.
Is that me? No.
Me? Sure.
It's Kyoko. You're the only Ishikawa in the class. Springing from her seat with a smile on her face, Kyoko scans the book before her to find the question set upon her.
In a flea market, prices adjust to reconcile scarcity and desires.
Kyoko's response, a chirpy and cute proclamation of something so mundane, brings a smile to my face. My economics class can't be this cute. That is the name of a manga right there. My economics class can't be this cute. But the restaurant was like actually like some person who was reincarnated as an economics classroom, you know.
That's right. Your previous teacher must have taught you well.
No, it's just Kyoko. Or more likely, it's Kyoko. See what I'm saying? Either way, he doesn't seem like a bad guy. I might not enjoy economics, but I don't think I'll hate these lessons. Fair enough. Make a new teacher. Class quickly reaches an end after the lunch bell chimes throughout the room. Having a class be this long is pretty unusual, but in the end, some of it was pretty interesting. Lethargy spans across the room as those around me begin packing their bags, ready to leave for lunch.
Remember, class, sometimes in life we have to make tough decisions.
Okay.
Investing in stocks isn't easy. Trust me.
Okay. It sounds like he's had experience. Right now, I too face a pretty tough decision. I'm rather uneasy about the choice I made yesterday. The thought of leaving Kyoko behind still pans through me. No, it doesn't! You're fine! Leave it alone! From the outside, staying with Kyoko is the right option, but not giving Naomi a chance is certainly sticking with me. Trust me, she'll be back because she wants us to know. Asking him for advice. Why are we asking him? Rather funnel out of the class one by one, I approach Mr. Guy's desk, making sure to check if Kyoko has left too. Surprisingly, she has. I thought she would have stayed behind, but she does have her own life after all. Alright, I think it's a good stopping point. Or is it? Sure, we'll stop there. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. We're going to talk to Mr. New Dude Man Teacher when we get back. So I will see you in the next episode.